Hello and welcome, Kerry here from Healing Humanity, even though my name says Jen. And we've got Lynn, Ashley, and Renee. How's it going, everyone?
Hey,
Hi.
We are here for our Thursday night Carnivore Q&A. We're here to answer any questions that you may have. And so before we go around and chat a little bit, we got Dr. Nelson joining us too. Welcome, Dr. Nelson. Before we start, I just want to announce real quick, we're going to be answering all your questions. We're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt. So while we're getting rolling here, please post your best question with hashtag ribeye with your best question. And we're going to get to that in just a minute. Before we do that, Ashley, do we have any announcements?
I don't know that we have too many not Healing Humanity announcements, but we are, for those who are going to be, or it's not too late, I think you can still get tickets for Low Carb for Better Health. We are going to be out at Low Carb for Better Health. That's next weekend in Tennessee. So that's exciting. I'm excited because that's a little bit different group. You're going to get to go up and talk a little bit more about the documentary, the progress, show the new trailer. Hopefully everybody's seen that already. But if you haven't, that's of course on our website as well. You definitely need to check that out. It's amazing. And I think we've got Hack Your Health coming up in Tampa Bay. One other, I'll just throw it out there. It's not a Healing Humanity event, but if you are in the DFW area, or you can get there, Saturday, September 26th, we are doing a little meetup with myself, with Nia, with Chris Brandlin. He's actually going to be in the rodeo. Should be a good time. And there's information about that also on the healinghumanity.movie
27th
website. Yeah, 27th. Thanks, Dr. Nelson. Whatever
Awesome.
that Saturday is.
Good stuff. And this is a little bit down the road, but I just got this today. Meat stock is in 2026. If you guys are interested in signing up, amazing, huge lineup of people there in Tennessee, May 2nd and 3rd. You could use code Healing Humanity for $50 off. Meatstockconvention.com. I'm looking forward to going to that one. Rancher Maggie is going to be attending that event as well.
Nice.
As well as everyone else. It seems like every single person in the carnivore community, including Dr. Nelson, is going to Meat Stock. So hope to see you guys there. All right. Let's see. What do? We answer some questions now. Normally, Adam's here helping with some of these questions, so I'm going to do my best. But we have our first question. Again, hashtag ribeye for a chance to win a Healing Humanity shirt. We're going to do 2 drawings today. Wendy asks, my friend has AFib and severe regurgitation due to a valve issue. He doesn't have a weight problem, but does have sleep apnea. Can carnivore help?
Yep. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
Yeah, very long answer.
Yeah. So maybe the question is why and how does it help?
I don't know if the severe regurgitation is causing any CHF. Heart prefers ketones for energy, and very often, as some around here have experienced, will improve heart function. The AFib, I don't know, but there have been many people who have reverted different type of arrhythmias. Again, this guy, and there's no mention of the weight, but the sleep apnea is very often present. It's present more often on people who are overweight.
Yeah, I know I reversed my sleep apnea, but then I also was severely overweight as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, hard to say with, what's causing the sleep apnea, but
no, she says he doesn't have a weight problem,
right.
But we don't know any specifics. Sometimes the neck circumference and the anatomy, maybe it need to be dealt with.
Just the inflammation. So I've heard a lot of people, even if you're not necessarily overweight, talk, the inflammation is through your whole body, and that's also in your throat. So I've definitely heard stories of people who have helped their sleep apnea just from the reduction in inflammation.
Yeah, I had a carnivore sleep doctor on about a year ago. I think his name was Dr. Dillon. But he was talking about that too, and overcoming sleep apnea from carnivore being from inflammation. And he was really getting deep into the science, but like measuring your airway and just how having just a little tiny bit of inflammation can force you to start having those apneas or snoring. It was really interesting. But like you, Lynn, I also stopped snoring and got off my CPAP machine on carnivore, and I was so happy about that.
The other issue is that sleep apnea, it's a very big risk for developing hypertension, diabetes. Even if you don't have it, it can make it worse, and many other problems.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I think that the carnivore diet is heart friendly. So regardless to whatever, whether it reverses the AFib or not, it's not going to hurt to go on it and see what happens, because the heart does love ketones.
Good stuff. All right. The next question we have from Sharon. When is the meetup in Florida near Tampa?
So the dates are November
14 to 17, if she's talking about Hack Your Health.
Here we go. And in addition to Hack Your Health, we have a big Healing Humanity dinner during Hack Your Health. That's the lineup of people that are coming to that is incredible. I'm pretty sure, Ashley, that's on healinghumanity.movie/events.
It is, and it's a fundraising dinner to, again, get this documentary out there. So we want to have everybody's support come out to that can make it.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that or any of the other meetups, even meetups we're not doing, I do have a link in the description below for healinghumanity.movie/events.
What day is the Healing Humanity doing Hack Your Health event?
That is November 15th, 5:30 to 9:30.
All right, because I'm looking at our website here, and we should, even though it's same dates as Hack Your Health, I'm gonna ask Alia to put it as a separate entry.
Oh, we appreciate it. Let me just pull this up here real quick. I've got a screenshot here. If it'll load for me. Here we go. So it's a heck of a lineup too. Healing Humanity Meetup Dinner, November 15th in Tampa. Dr. Boz is there, Carnivore Ray, Kelly Hogan, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, you're going to be there too, I think.
Yes, I am.
Dr. Baker, Dr. Ovadia. It's going to be a heck of a dinner. So if you want to join us, that link is in the description below. All right. The next question we have is, here's a good one from Christy Smith. What is the best way to get family on board with carnivore?
Be the example.
Yep.
That is absolutely the best way. You can't force anybody to do anything. I've tried, believe me, but when they start seeing your healing, they start seeing how well you're doing and how happy you are and how the world has changed. You know what? We just need to be the example.
Yeah. And I think it's important to like, if they express concerns, to know that they're coming from a place of caring about you and not understanding or knowing that cholesterol's good for you and, meat and fat are good for you. So if you have intellectually curious family members, having some information to share might be helpful as well. And especially when it comes to things like cholesterol, because they'll worry, right? They worry like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? You're going to die. Your cholesterol is going to go up. So having some things to educate them about things like cholesterol, very common concerns, and just don't dismiss those concerns. Be able to address those in a gentle way and say, here's some information about this topic. So have it ready.
You know, the other thing that I've learned too, because I don't have all the answers. And, you know, that's one of the other things that sometimes people feel a little bit intimidated because you don't have all the answers. But I mean, there are some incredible resources free on YouTube through these, you know, through these videos, through other things like that. Dr. Barry's got probably a video on every subject out there. You know, it's just really amazing the amount of information that's out there. So don't be afraid to share some of that too, because again, you may not have every answer that they're looking for their specific ailment or where to help them, but subtly getting that information over to them or getting them in touch with somebody else is also impactful. Seeing an example, I shared a video with somebody who just had told me that they were just diagnosed with Parkinson's. So I shared, Kerry, your trailer with Mimi that when you were showing her the trailer this week, just say, hey, check this video out. You know, it just plant some seeds, and you don't have to force anything, but be the example and make sure you can help provide some resources if they need it.
Yeah, I love that answer too. Be an example, because not that we're stressing about it, but sometimes you just want your family to find the healing that you found. And I've come to the realization after doing this for 899 days, tomorrow's day 900, that some people will just never listen. And sometimes the best you can do is be your example. And it's really a lot easier just doing that, right? Like, I'm just going to eat meat, be my example. They'll have to make their own decision and do it. You can encourage them if they ask. But I do have one alternate piece of advice that people may not like, but the other thing you can do is just be a bully. I mean this I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of serious. So like with my wife, Jen, for example, I guess what I'm saying is, you know your spouse. And if you want your spouse to do this, there's different ways to do it. If you know your spouse better than most people. With Jen in particular, I wasn't really a bully, but I knew how competitive she was. She's one of the most competitive people in the world. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, you delivered triplets. Like, you can't eat meat for 30 days. Like, come on, you delivered triplets. Like, this is so easy compared to that. So pushing those right little buttons kind of maybe in a little way helped her. But ultimately, I think being an example is probably the best advice. All right. The next question we have is from Sandra. My B6 is double normal reading, causing full body tingling daily. High B6 was happened due to supplements from natural chiropractor. Will organ supplements increase B6 as well?
I'm about to put out some information on supplementation. I used to be very big on supplements many years ago. As an example, my practice used to be called Family Medicine and Holistic Center. I'm no longer on that train. Do I take some supplements? There's a couple of things I do take. The best supplement is the fatty meat, right? Supplements, like in this case, the oral supplement might give you a side effect that the organ meats are not going to give you, number one. Number two, all the B vitamins are water soluble, so they really just, any excess gets spilled into the urine. So I would say definitely, stop the supplement and give it a try. If the tingling is due to the B6, that's another issue, but you may find yourself tolerating the supplement in your meat, the actual vitamin, than the synthetic ones.
Yeah. Would you be inclined just to not even bother with the organ supplements right now?
You don't have to eat the organs.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to eat them, that's fine. There are many companies nowadays that are making the ground beef mixed in with whatever other organs you have around, but you don't have to eat organs. If for some reason you need certain vitamins that you think they're found more in organs and you don't like to eat the liver or any other organ, I have a 5-pound beef heart in my freezer right now. Then you can take the supplements or not take any at all.
All right. We have another question from Cranky Carnivore Cutler. This is for Lynn and or Dr. Nelson. I had what I hope and pray is my final surgery on my right eye this morning. Which is better to heal, fasting or fullness?
I think fasting is
I was going to say, I
probably,
vote for fasting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had surgery a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, and I did fast for a few days before and after the surgery. Recovery was, except for 1 day of pain, everything else was pretty good.
Yeah. And it does support what the body tends to naturally do when we have needs elsewhere for healing, or they were dealing with some trauma or something else going on in your body sacrifices digestion and routes its resources away from digestion towards the other part of your body that needs help. And so fasting is a natural thing. It supports what your body normally would be doing anyways.
All right. We're going to be giving away a Healing Humanity shirt in just a couple minutes, so post your best question with hashtag ribeye. And our next question is from Susan. Would mouth taping help sleep apnea?
I would not do mouth taping when I had sleep apnea because there was an issue. I mean, first of all, I was wearing a CPAP machine, and I know part of the issue is like, hey, you want to breathe through your nose and not through your mouth, right? I was a mouth breather, but it's because I have a deviated septum. So I can't get enough air through my nose regardless. I mean, so I don't know. What do you think, Dr. Nelson? Could it help at least with nitric oxide levels?
So you're already putting a mask on your face. Just wear a full face mask that includes your mouth. Those are more bulky than just the nose. But I've known about the taping. I'm not 100% on board with that. Sort of scares me a little bit. I haven't heard any catastrophes from anyone. First of all, it only applies to people who are actually mouth breathers. Because if you're not a mouth breather and you have a mask over your nose and you're doing okay, then you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
If you tape it, then you're going to force things.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's because she's a mouth breather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either don't do that or a full face mask, which includes your mouth. And there are masks like that. They're bigger, bulkier than just over the nose.
Yeah, I mean, oxygenation while you're sleeping is really important. And so if you do get good, if it's just that you're a mouth breather and you are only wearing a nasal mask, you could definitely try it as long as you have good airflow through your nasal passages. If you're like me and you don't, it could end up being a problem. You just need to make sure your O2 sats are okay during the night.
All right, we got a question from Carnivore Cash. 6 years carnivore, and a few months ago was having leg cramps, and someone suggested less salt. It helped, but now legs feel weaker. Should I up some other electrolytes?
I personally like to optimize my magnesium. I did have, before even going keto carnivore, I've always had problems with leg cramps. Magnesium, and I use salt liberally. Sometimes I use electrolytes, sometimes I don't, but I like to optimize the magnesium, and I have magnesium oil to apply to my legs. I haven't been having a lot of cramps lately, but I do take almost 500 milligrams of magnesium glycinate every day in divided doses.
All right. This wasn't really a question, but maybe a little bit. I'm interested to hear. WE Network said, I believe they haven't found a medical symptom that isn't helped by carnivore yet. Is there any? Any medical symptoms that carnivore doesn't help?
I haven't found one yet.
I haven't found one either. I've been surprised at some of them that have been discovered that it does help. You would never think.
Right. Yeah, I always say to people, because we get that question often, will carnivore help with X? Will carnivore help with Y? And I'm like, I don't know, but it seems to help with everything. And just if you simplify it, it makes sense that it seems like most people that do carnivore, you eliminate inflammation, you improve your sleep, the immune system becomes stronger. So it's like all of those things seem like they would be helpful regardless of what the medical condition is.
Yeah.
If you're setting your body up to the best it possibly can be for any sort of sickness, I think carnivore would be the best way to do it.
Yep. Some might say like broken bones or something like that, but if your body's in optimal shape where it's not having to manage a lot of other issues that are going on, it can focus on healing what needs to be healed. So I truly believe that there's just about anything that you can throw at it. If your body's optimal, it's going to be in its best designed state to be healing.
It's probably not going to let you live 200 years, but you certainly have a better quality of life the rest of your life, I think.
Well, I mean, if someone has, like, say, a spinal cord injury and they're paralyzed, hard to say whether that's actually going to reverse. But like Ashley said, when you decrease inflammation, you can improve your quality of life. You may not walk again if you've got a severed spinal cord, but, you could definitely improve your quality of life and feel better.
And I was just going to say, carnivores don't break bones, Ashley. I'm almost 900 days carnivore now. No broken bones.
Oh, yeah. I've watched my bone density go from low to smack dab in the middle of normal.
Truth. I've had a couple falls, one at your place, Kerry, that I feel like if I wasn't carnivore, I would have broken a bone, no doubt.
Was that riding the e-bike or was that running the Dr. Baker Farmer Challenge?
No, that would be the e-bike.
Wellness, Wealth, and Wisdom asks, eggs and meat okay for carnivore only? Can I make it okay with that only?
Yeah.
Oh,
you want to make sure you got fat.
I was trying to figure out what the question was, but yeah, just eggs and meat.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the old bodybuilders diet, steak and eggs.
Yeah. I remember seeing a YouTube video with Arnold talking about that. That's like all he used to eat, meat and eggs.
Yeah, make it fat. Make sure it's fatty meat, not all the time super lean. You can go lean sometimes, but make sure you get enough fat in there.
We are close to doing our drawing for the first prize, Healing Humanity shirt. Hashtag ribeye, post your best question. We have a super chat from Chris Stearns. Chris, you're too generous. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate it. Every penny from our super chats goes 100% to our documentary. Do you think it's acceptable for your friends to send unsolicited pictures of delicious meat? Hi, Ashley. That looked amazing, my friend. Made me hungry. Little donation for the series. Keep up the good work, my friends. Hashtag ribeye.
Sounds like a little carnivore porn.
That might have been exactly what it was.
For those that don't know, Ashley, what did you smoke up an amazing tri-tip today?
Yeah, I smoked a tri-tip, but then I took a little video of searing it hot and just the flames all around it, and it was just beautiful. And then I may have cut into it and showed a few slices to see how good it looks there visually, but it tasted even better.
Nice.
It was good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate that. All right. Question from, well, this isn't a question. Happy belated birthday, Kerry. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate all the birthday wishes. As Dr. Nelson says, I am an old man. M-A-N-N.
32 now or something, or what?
Yeah. M-A-N-N. Yeah.
All right. Lisa has a question. Got my tickets for the Healing Humanity dinner at Hack Your Health in November. Can you tell me what the dress code will be for that one? Casual, dressy. I'm stoked to be coming. Hashtag ribeye.
That's a great question. I don't even know what the dress code is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I'd say a Healing Humanity shirt would be acceptable.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Otherwise, I don't know if I don't think there is really a dress code. We're still laid back as carnivores.
Yeah, come as you are.
I looked on the website just to see. I didn't see anything listed. I can't imagine there would be a strict dress code.
Yeah, just dress comfortable. If you have any clothes that has meat on it, you're good to go, or bacon. All right. The next question we have from Happy Susie IQ or Susie Q. Happy Susie Q. How do I know when I have enough fat? I think I might be low to do my lower energy, but I have no idea if that is the reason or not. I'm 8 months in and eat mostly beef, butter, bacon, eggs, some chicken.
Hard to know exactly, but I would say, I mean, that's part of why everybody's a little different. Try some experimentation. Two things I would point to, but one is try adding a little bit more fat and see if that makes a difference in the way you feel. See if that makes a difference in the energy. Butter's a real good one to add in, especially if you're eating chicken a lot, something like that. Make sure you add butter. But one thing I heard from Dr. Chafee, and we can't get away from a carnivore meeting without talking about poop, but that's a good sign as well. If you're having enough fat, your stool should be pretty soft. If you're not, sometimes it can get a little bit harder. So you can kind of may have a little bit of a clue that way too. If it's pretty good, then I'd say you're in good shape. But I don't know. Anything else that you'd add to that? I don't know.
Maybe do some tracking just for maybe a few days and just to get an idea of how much fat you're having as a percentage of your intake. And it's hard to say until we track a little bit. And, it depends on what your goals are too. I mean, but low energy, maybe get some labs done and just to find out and see if there's any other reason why your energy level might be low. Hopefully your sleep is okay, but if you're not, there's many things that can impact your energy levels. Stress can impact your energy levels, but if you haven't had labs done, get your labs done, maybe get your vitamin D levels checked and, find out what your other vitamins are at and just kind of see if there might be another reason too, why. It's not always fat. Sometimes it's other things.
All right. We're going to do our first giveaway for a Healing Humanity shirt. You have to make sure that you are subscribed to each of the individuals you see on the screen. Lynn, Renee, Dr. Nelson, Ashley. Links are in the description below. And we miss Adam today. Shout out Adam Carnivore today. So we're going to go without a drum roll.
I can do one on my desk.
There we go.
All right.
I do one too.
There we go. The winner of a Healing Humanity shirt in blue. Renee Stewart.
Woo-hoo.
Congratulations, Renee Stewart. You have won a Healing Humanity shirt in blue. In order to claim your shirt, you just need to go to healinghumanity.movie/giveaway. healinghumanity.movie/giveaway. And we're going to continue with some more questions and another giveaway. We will give away a 30-day membership to healinghumanity.life. So post your best question right now. #life with your best question, 30-day free membership. We do 12 Zoom calls a week. We have Dr. Expert coming in. We have our Q&A. We have our Inspire Together call, which we just did today. And you can hang out with Dante Ferrigno on Sundays. You can hang out with Amy. So we have lots of calls, a whole bunch of community. We have courses. It's all within there. If you're interested in joining and you don't win, you can go to healinghumanity.life and you can get 50% off your first month right now. There's a link in the description below. All right. The next question we have is...
Colorado, so I always think of you here. But
here we go. Sorry, there's a bunch of questions that aren't questions. Where is Adam? We missed him. We love Adam. Adam had a project he's working on tonight, but he will be back for our normally scheduled calls going forward.
Get my life just back on the needles for my humility so I can keep on.
Okay, question from Angel. How long can loose bowel movements last starting the carnivore lifestyle? Thank you very much.
Shower transforms my skin from dry to intensely moisturized. For me, it's always.
Where's that
There's a
noise
lot of
coming
background noise there. Yeah.
I've heard various things. So some people, I've heard it can take a few months. Other people, it's like it's just a short period of time. It's so individual. But you definitely make sure that you're not eating rendered fat if you're having the loose bowel movements. You may need to back off on fat and kind of let your body adjust. But the rendered fat, which is the liquid fat, is going to get things moving a lot more than a solid fat. So I would say be careful. You may need some digestive enzymes potentially, maybe some ox bile is your gallbladder if you have one, or your bile's getting used to getting adjusted to how much fat you're having, but it does clear up. It's just very individual.
Yeah, mine took 2 months to clear up, and I ended up having to take lipase. And once I started the lipase, I only took it for like 2 days, and it was done and it went away. But 2 months, so
the lipase did the trick.
yeah, it absolutely did.
Yeah.
All right. Next question we have is Chris Parker. What is the expectation for carnivore diet helping with psoriatic arthritis, i.e. full remission, inflammation, highly partially reduced? The condition comes and goes for me on carnivore.
Check out Lash. What is Lash's channel?
Retreat.
Healing Retreat.
Healing Retreat.
Yeah.
Healing Retreat. Yes. So we filmed Lash for the documentary. He had horrible psoriatic arthritis, and he has healed. Is he in complete remission, Kerry?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. His story is incredible. And I remember interviewing him, asking him, like, do you think pretty much everyone with psoriasis would overcome it with eating a proper human diet? And he said that, and sunshine. Sunshine was the other big part of it for him on the psoriasis side anyways.
And the thing with autoimmune disease is that you may have to go stricter than a typical other carnivore. You may need to go on a lion diet. You may need to do low histamine lion diet. So when it comes to healing autoimmune disease, we tend to be more sensitive even to some carnivore foods than other people. And so if you really want to heal, go carnivore. But if you're not getting the healing as quickly or as fully, you may have to be even stricter and do a low histamine lion diet. And some people need to stay on that just to keep them in remission. If you listen to Michaela Peterson, you know that she's super, super sensitive and has to be really careful all the time. Other people can loosen it up a little bit, but the ultimate is you feel better. And that's worth so much.
Yep.
All right. Stacy says, just started week 3 of carnivore and I'll get a little wave of nausea and lightheaded. Any suggestions?
How are you doing on your electrolytes?
Yeah. Could be the fat. And when I think of the nausea, it could be that your body's not quite adapted to the fat. And so maybe for a little bit back off on the fat and see if the nausea feels better, and then kind of ease back in. The lightheadedness, fluid, making sure you're really well hydrated, because you do that first few weeks, you lose a lot of fluid, and with that fluid goes electrolytes. So if you're not using electrolytes and making sure you're getting plenty of fluid, that might be the ticket. Sometimes it could cause the nausea too, but maybe try backing off on the fat.
All right.
Dr.
Where
Nelson's mouth is
Nelson
moving.
was saying, but you might be muted.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
didn't mute myself. Anyways, I get no respect. The nausea sometimes, that carnivore and very low carbohydrate diets do all the things that GLP-1 hormones do. So sometimes especially if you're making a big change from a standard American diet, part of the nausea could be you're so satiated, and yes, the fat and the protein will or could give you that sensation.
All right. Question from Where Pigs Fly Farm. Been wanting to get labs done. Which tests do you recommend?
You got a list, Dr. Nelson?
Well, it depends what you're looking for. If you're, there's a few things you want to check if you're just looking at the cholesterol numbers, or if you're just looking at the blood sugar. You want to check your fasting insulin, your hemoglobin A1C. You want to check maybe CRP, high sensitivity CRP. If you want to do a bunch of stuff, I would recommend Own Your Labs, okay, ownyourlabs.com. And they have, if you look in their bundles, they have sort of a big bundle. There are many tests there that your doctor, your insurance may not want to cover right away. And if you are able to do this on your own, the whole bundle, I think, is in the $300 range. We have a discount code. We don't get any money. You get 10% off if you use Dr. Kiltz, spelled out. Oh, is it? Yeah, Dr. Kiltz, I think. And you get 10% if you allow them to use the data for the Citizens Foundation studies that they're doing. So you can get up to 20% off. Like I said, I don't get anything. Dr. Kiltz doesn't get anything for that. It's just a discount to our community. But forget what it's called. It's going to do a bunch of the stuff that you want to have done. Do you need to do any labs? You don't have to. But if you do, and you don't have insurance, or you're having to fight with your doctor about doing any testing, then that might be a good place to go. And I have no idea when someone around here told me we were going to review his labs. Whenever he tells me, I'm ready.
I think we're doing that in like 20 minutes.
And some people have trouble getting their doctor to agree to doing like fasting insulin or the advanced lipid panel, which will give you your breakdown of your LDL particle sizes. But just know that you can just say, I'll pay for them, because they may be hesitant to order them. But if you just say, hey, look, I will pay for this out of pocket, your insurance will cover your routine stuff. But the doctor can order it. I've had a lot of people say, my doctor says, yeah, we don't order those. It's just because insurance doesn't tend to cover it. So don't let that stop you from asking for it anyway.
And even then, they might actually be giving you bad information, because if your cholesterol has ever been high, that justifies the advanced lipid panel, for example. And I can justify almost every test without having to lie about it. I'm not suggesting. I can justify. I might have to spend some extra time looking for the appropriate codes to use, and that's where many doctors, they don't want to waste their time. They have to go out in 10 minutes, and so the easy answer is no, we don't order those. Like fasting insulin, well, we don't order those. Why? Well, there's actually no good medicine for that, except very low keto or carnivore diet.
Nutrition, right. I'll also throw in this too, because I just got this one from Dr. Berry. This is a new edition, but he's had another one that was much thinner and but equally good information. This is a lot thicker and a lot more robust, but you can purchase that on Amazon too. He's got the Common Sense Labs books, which is a great way to really just kind of simply understand the different labs that you might be interested in ordering. If you're doing it from Own Your Labs, it'll help you. And I think they also have some bundles that are already kind of pre-selected and put together to do just like what Dr. Nelson said, if you have specific issue that you're wanting to test.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always good to get a comprehensive metabolic panel, a complete blood count. Those are really standard labs to get. It's good to get a vitamin D level, see where you're at with vitamin D, and like you said, hemoglobin A1C, and hopefully advanced lipid panel would be great. Fasting insulin.
So I'm looking at their website, Digging Deeper bundle, $316.33. You may get up to 20% less than that. And then they have a citizen scientist bundle. That's their largest bundle. I think that one is $511. But they order everything that even Dr. Berry suggests on the book as well.
Good stuff. All right, we have George. George is having a mini meetup in Wales on September 20th. 7 of us, all fun people. Mini meetups are great. Shout out George. Join George in Wales if you're interested, September 20th.
I agree 100%. And I've done a couple of mini meetups myself, and it's been a lot of fun getting to know. Definitely get to talk a little bit more to each one of the individuals there, hear their stories. It's great. So if you can make it to a bigger meetup, then that's where you can find that community and find a little and keep up with some little smaller ones too. I love that George is doing that. That's fantastic. Good job.
It's been great getting to know George on our Healing Humanity Life membership site.
He's great.
He's great. Yeah.
And if anyone lives in Puerto Rico, I might be going to Puerto Rico within the next month or two. I don't often see here people from Puerto Rico. A bunch of Puerto Ricans are on these lives, but that live in the statesides.
All right. PR64 says, what's the best cheese to buy that's highest in fat and lowest in carbs?
I like Parmigiano Reggiano.
Okay, so I had to look this up because I have no idea, but apparently Camembert has 60% fat, and cream cheese has 65% fat. Blue cheese has 60 to 70% fat. So those are the top 3. Now, I don't know about carbs. They may have 1 or 2.
I think all of those you mentioned are either like 1 or less, or
Brie has 60% fat.
That's per serving, which is usually 1 ounce.
Right.
Okay. And the next question we have is from Kate. Have you interviewed anyone who's had successful healing from an autoimmune reaction from heavy metal toxicity? I have not.
No, I have not either. I would imagine that you'd have to address the heavy metal exposure as part of your plan to heal. Yeah.
And we've got a question from Todd. My daughter has mitochondrial myopathy, and it affects her heart. She has a pacemaker. Will carnivore diet help her mitochondria?
Yes.
I don't see how it could hurt. I would have to say yes.
All right. And another question we have from Scott. How can I improve my vitamin D levels? I take a supplement, but my body isn't absorbing it.
Open the windows, go outside, spend time in the sun. That is the best vitamin D stimulating thing that you can do. You can also, of course, eat fatty fish. You can eat liver, organs.
Yeah, but taking it with fat, it is fat soluble, and so usually it does come with fat in it. But if it is a fat soluble vitamin. So I don't know if you're taking it by itself or you might need to take it with fat to help it absorb. But I agree, Dr. Nelson, the sun is good. Now, some people like me live in Washington and it's kind of overcast, but I go out in the sun anyways.
Yeah, you still get, even when it's overcast, and of course you're gonna have less sun on your skin, but still you'll get, it gets through some of it at least. It is the best out there. Your other suggestion, I take some vitamin D. I have to recheck my vitamin D level. It was low a year and a half ago, but I do take one that comes in coconut oil.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know too how much you're taking, because hopefully it's somebody, a doctor has told you how much to take, but sometimes you got to take big doses to kind of bump things up. Last time years ago, mine was low. I was taking 50,000 IU once a week and 10,000 IU every other day of the week for several months. And that got it up. And then now it's 10,000 IU daily. So it may be that you're just not taking enough.
But that one is worth measuring and tracking.
Mm-hmm.
Renee has hashtag ribeye, no question, but my hubby and I have been doing carnivore for 30 days so far. Just had my blood work and it was amazing. Best it has ever been. No more acid reflux or leg cramps.
Wow. After 30 days,
That's
amazing.
awesome.
And it's going to keep getting better.
Yep.
Good job.
Congrats. I love it.
Christy has a question. Hashtag life. Any ideas for a long trip without ice available?
Well, I wonder how long of a trip.
I will just say
Jerky.
The last trip that I went on, I didn't bring any ice, but I froze all my steaks ahead of time, made sure they were good and frozen, and that worked as the ice. Yeah, it depends on how long it is. That's a tough one. You don't want the meat to be out for very long. So there's no problem though. A lot of times they'll last a lot better if you cook it in advance. So depending on the trip, take some jerky, take something else that's already been cooked,
hard-boiled eggs,
some other things that don't necessarily need to be that refrigerated.
Mm-hmm.
You can ferment and preserve meat as well. I don't know how long she needs it to last.
Yeah, and if you don't have any place where you can stop and buy food, if you're on a trip, you can swing by and get McDonald's burger patties if you need something to eat. It's not perfect, but it's, at least get something in your belly.
Hey, our buddy Brett, who's your carnivore, gifted 5 HomesteadHow memberships. Thank you so much, Brett. Appreciate that. Every penny from the memberships goes towards the documentary. We do a members-only live stream every Thursday, well, almost every Thursday at 3. Thank you, Brett. T-Pain Golf, how do you overcome snacking?
Eat more. You're probably not eating enough if you're still wanting to snack. That can be really easy with everybody who has been taught to be restrictive in eating, and you just need to make sure you're eating more, make sure you're getting enough fat. And if you're eating enough, you shouldn't be hungry. And if you're just getting started, it may be all, the food noise up here. And so that will get better. And have good carnivore snacks available. Like Renee said, bacon. It's always a good one.
Butter bites is another great one. I love having the brown butter bites. If you need something and you're craving something, just snack on having that available. Have a quick butter bite. Having that fat kick will usually take away that craving.
And get rid of the non-carnivore foods around you so that if you do feel like snacking, you can only have carnivore stuff to snack on.
Daniel asks, when using Own Your Labs, can you take it to any lab or is there a specific one you have to go to? Not sure if I would have to go out of town to get this done or not.
Go to the website and they explain the procedure there.
Yeah, they send you a kit, right?
I don't know that they send you a kit,
No?
but they use LabCorp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're pretty much all over the country. I mean, they've got a lot of locations that they utilize.
Yeah, I just got some work done from LabCorp, and I was surprised to find a location not too far from me, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere pretty much. So, all right, we have another question. Why do I have diarrhea the last 2 months after being carnivore for nearly a year? Please help. I was fine up until then.
Well, I'd have to look and see what has changed.
Right.
There's also intestinal stuff going on, that you could get. It's not always carnivore. It could be that you've caught something. I'd be curious to know how long it lasts for 2 months.
Did you add any medication? Did you take away any medication? Did you start using a GLP-1? Did you start drinking coffee or did you stop drinking coffee?
Or the source of your meat too. Like, did that change? What your food has been eating. If it's coming from a different farm someplace else that it's maybe not as good of quality. There's so many different factors. Are you eating a lot of cheese? Dairy could be an issue, especially for women. Maybe when you're older, there's lymphocytic colitis that can occur. Cheese can be a trigger for that.
Plus, it could be unrelated.
It could be completely unrelated. Yeah, exactly. If it keeps up, go to the doctor and get checked out.
Here's a question from Mr. Beaumont. Do you make your own beef jerky for long trips?
Well, no, Ashley does.
Ashley does that for us.
Ashley does. He makes it.
Yes, and I wish I could make it for everybody, but I love to smoke the meats. But yeah, just great way to do it. No sugar added. Just put the salt on the meat, cut it thin, put it in your smoker. A lot of people use a dehydrator. I like the smoker, but if you can make
you can even do it on your air fryer.
You can technically do it in the oven too. I mean,
and you can do it in the regular oven. The problem with the ovens is most ovens, regular stove oven combination, usually the lowest temperature is 170. And so what temperature do you use, Ashley, when you're smoking?
When I'm doing on my smoker, I usually use just like 200, 215, something real low like that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, most air fryers go down to like 165, 160.
Yeah, you don't need to do it. I have learned, just the timing of it and how large it is. But I mean, there's some people don't like really tough, chewy jerky, which is why we've been doing our soft jerky here lately, which is really good. It's just done with ground beef. You get what you can get buy on Amazon, one of those little extruders. Put the meat in there and just squeeze it out. It kind of works like a what's it called? One of those paint. Anyway, you make little strips and you smoke those, and they're delicious. They're delicious. It's super easy.
Good.
Super easy to take with you. If you're in Nashville, we'll have some for sale.
All right. Question from Viva Cristo Ray. I have been on carnivore for a few months. I suffer from acid reflux. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble from Dr. Nelson on these ones. My doctor prescribed me pantoprazole, which is a PPI like omeprazole. Did I butcher it? Do you think I should take a different approach?
Pantoprazole.
Pantoprazole.
It actually doesn't have an R in it. It's pantoprazole.
Yes, Theo.
They put
R
an R
goes after the P.
Yes, the R is supposed to be after the P. Pantoprazole.
Okay. That is a good question, though. Should we take a different approach?
I would say look at, okay, so it's been for a few months. Usually the acid reflux does improve. I'd be concerned about taking the PPI long term and maybe switch to an H2 blocker. And I don't know. I think that my acid reflux got better. I started out on Pepcid when I was having acid reflux and with my mast cell disease, and it took me a little while, but I was able to wean off of it. But I had to back off on the fat, and taking digestive enzymes might be a good option. I don't know. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
Well, you can use it like it was initially intended for just a few weeks or a couple of months and then stop. And if that's not enough, though, I always like to use gravity as my friend, because very often the reflux will depend on whether you have a hiatal hernia or how big it could be. So sometimes when it's big enough, you may still get reflux. And the best thing to do for that is elevate the head of the bed, not the mattress, not pillows. When you use pillows or wedge, you're bending at the stomach and you're increasing your intra-abdominal pressure. So your reflux is going to get worse. But if you put a couple of blocks, 4 to 6 inches at the headboard feet, elevate your whole bed.
Yeah, you want your whole body to go at an angle.
And don't think you're gonna be sliding like a slide, in a park. You're barely gonna notice that, but when you're in bed, then gravity is gonna help you.
Yeah, and don't drink fluids. Don't drink fluids with your meals. Keep your fluids separate from your meals, and you don't want to dilute your stomach acid and keep that food from in your stomach longer from not getting digested. But keep your fluids away from your meals by at least 30 minutes on either side, and don't eat like 3 or 4 hours before you go to bed. Give your stomach an opportunity to empty.
Your stomach needs to be completely empty if you keep having reflux, because that's the worst time. Lying in bed, and it's just the worst thing.
All right, good stuff. Well, we are going to be giving away a 30-day free membership to healinghumanity.life right now. Here we go.
All right.
Oh, that was close. Zelda Faye, congratulations, Zelda. You have won a 30-day free membership to healinghumanity.life. You can claim your membership at healinghumanity.movie/giveaway. Congratulations. And if you didn't win and you're still interested in joining our membership site or giving us a try, you can get 50% off your first month. There is a link in the description below. It's also a really cool way if you want to support our Healing Humanity project, our documentary, and our series. The proceeds from the membership site go to that as well. So we really appreciate everyone that's joining us, and we got a whole bunch of really fun calls we've been doing lately. It's been a lot of fun. So hope you'll join us. Lynn, Renee, Dr. Nelson, Ashley, thank you guys so much. You guys have anything coming up you want to shout out or announce before we wrap up?
Well, just looking forward to being at the low carb for better health conference and seeing people.
That'll be great. I'm excited about that too. And then I also got a shout out. I also got my book as well.
Thank you.
Lynn's book, The Breaking Addictions and the Workbook. So if you haven't picked that up, that's available on Amazon. There you go.
Thank you so much for the shout out on that. And I'm actually selling quite a few copies of it, which is really good because I hope it's helping people.
Yay.
Good stuff. Renee, Dr. Nelson, anything coming up?
Nope, I wish I was joining you guys at the low carb, but I will actually be in Ashley's part of the world then for a work retreat in Dallas. Unfortunately, he's not going to be there, but
oh man,
I know.
I said, come on over for brisket, and then I'm out of town.
Right.
I guess I could leave behind. Come pick it up.
Dr. Nelson, anything coming up?
No, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., our usual morning live with Dr. Kilt. And I just wanted to plug something which I get nothing for, but we were talking about cholesterol a little bit here. And you got to read Dr. Malcolm Kendrick's books, The Clot Thickens and The Cholesterol Con. Excellent, both of them. He is a self-proclaimed cholesterol skeptic.
Love it. Awesome. Well, Lynn, Renee, Dr. Nelson, Ashley, thank you guys so much. Thank you all for your questions, and we'll see you guys on the next call. We do these almost every Thursday, 6 o'clock Central. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks.
All right, good night.
Bye.